Let's call it like it is. Chicago fans like to jump on like that. We are known for, even when the Bears were in the toilet, they will throw some cash on the Bears win the Super Bowl. I don't know. All right, everybody, before we get into today's stretch, I want to talk about DraftKings. Super Bowl 60 deserves a sports book built for the moment. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 60, puts you right in the center of the biggest game of the year. Anything can happen during the Super Bowl, and DraftKings has your back with early exit. If a player goes down in the first half, your player specifically, obviously, whoever you have in the bet, you still get paid in cash when your bet settles. No bonus bets, no waiting. While other sportsbooks don't offer injury protection, DraftKings covers the entire first half, even the second quarter. And early exit works on live bets too. Pre-game or in-game, DraftKings has you covered. New to DraftKings, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code StretchPod. That's code StretchPod to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. All right, everybody, welcome to the stretch. I actually got some stuff to get to today. I was kind of worried about the first day of the dark era, but plenty of Bears news. Giannis odds skyrocket out of nowhere. We didn't get to the White Sox trade last week, so
few trades to talk about.
few trades to talk about. So we'll get into it all. But obviously, we start with the Bears. Couple poachings, boys. Ian Cunningham is gone. Declan Doyle is gone. Let's start with Ian Cunningham. Overall feelings about him being gone.
I don't give a flying fuck about an assistant GM being poached. I give a flying fuck that I do not think they're going to get the comp.
Yeah, that's the only thing, because they're supposed to get, what, a third-round pick?
So from what I gather, I was talking to a bunch of the Chicago sports bums this weekend. They're all over this. They're in the weeds, and they said that they think that the league will award them one of the two because it's obviously a loophole that the Falcons exploited. The Bears, in theory, should be granted the 2 picks, but they're not, because he's not going to be the head decision maker.
Primary football executive.
Yes, the primary football executive. So they think that the league is going to be like, okay, we understand that it's our mess up. Here's 1 pick. Take it. That's what you get.
And it's just a comp pick. It's not like the Falcons.
It'll just be
that's why it's moot to say it's from the Falcons. It just
it'll just
from the league
appear.
It'll just be there.
Here, yes.
Yep.
So hopefully that's the case, because that would be a really shitty hand to be played, to be dealt.
Yeah, and there's like a Matt Ryan connection with Ian Cunningham and polls.
Yeah.
Just, it's whatever. I like Dave said, I'm pretty close to how Dave feels about this. I don't give a fuck. And this is, and same thing with Declan Doyle, which we can talk about too. This is what happens when you're good, but it's not that big of a deal because you got the coach right, because the coach is the play caller. It's not like you're losing a play caller. You, in theory, could replace his role without having massive disruption to the overall process, because Ben Johnson is running the offense.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I had the same reaction. He's been mentioned in interviews for years now.
Yeah.
We thought we were losing him quite a few times. It finally happened. The Bears allowed him to interview for that position. They didn't block it or anything like that. So,
which I don't think. I saw a lot of people say that the Bears should have blocked it, knowing that they weren't going to receive. I don't think that's how you do business.
No,
I don't think that's how you do business.
No, any like normal human being would allow that.
Well, there are past examples. I know. I forget who exactly, but I know the Packers blocked someone a couple years ago for the same reason. They weren't going to get any comp picks for it, and
scumbags.
So there is precedent for it, but.
Sure, but I think when someone's an assistant, you're getting that big of a promotion. You're getting head coach, from associate head coach, or you're getting assistant GM to, the big GM. I think that's a big difference. So I think it's a no-brainer to let him do it. Good luck to him. Well, actually, not really. But
no.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, regardless.
I don't think
congratulations.
I'll ever even think about him again.
No, exactly.
Right.
And it's like we're in this weird holding pattern, I think, with what is going on with our decision makers as far as personnel goes. Like, what was Ryan? What was Ben? I don't really sit there and be like Ian Cunningham was a key cog to this whole machine at all.
He wasn't not a cog, though. If you go back to that clip in Hard Knocks when Poles was like, we got to trade up and get Rome. And it was Cunningham who was like, no, man, just stay the course. We got this. He's going to fall to us. We got it.
No, for sure. Like, he obviously was a cog. Yeah. He was a big decision maker in that room. Totally. But I'm just saying, as far as a key cog to the 2025 Bears success, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, he's replaceable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's 18. It's Ben.
Yeah.
A lot of the other offensive talent that they got, which obviously he played a part in for sure.
No doubt.
Regardless, congratulations, Ian Cunningham. Declan Doyle takes the Ravens job. Also very interesting. I'm kind of surprised that he did this.
I am too.
I listen, I understand you don't pass up opportunities like this, but it doesn't feel like being Ben Johnson's offensive coordinator is going to get any less hot next year or the year after.
What do you mean get less hot?
Like it's not going to cool down. The position you will be sought after.
Yeah.
People will want an offensive brain from that coaching tree.
Yeah.
I'd agree. I just think I think there's value in being under Ben Johnson for another year. Totally. That's where I was surprised. I'm 29 years old. He's probably going to be 30 by the time he is actually calling plays for the Ravens next year, but that's impressive. That's good for him. However, just like the Ian Cunningham, I don't care. It's about Ben Johnson. It's about 18.
Like, you want to call plays, but it's like, if it doesn't work out with Minter, then you're on the street, which would not have happened here.
Yeah. Like, you want that opportunity. I understand that. I just think that opportunity is still there for you if you wait a year or two.
Do you think that you can become a head coach as an offensive coordinator who's not a play caller?
It'd be much more different.
Okay.
He's only 29 years old, though. So,
I understand that, but you understand.
Yeah, I know what you. Yeah.
Is this that important of a step? If your ultimate goal is to be a head coach in the NFL, do you have to go to a place where you're calling plays?
I don't think so. Obviously, play calling experience helps. I think having any type of hand in running running a unit helps for sure. But listen, he's 29. He's obviously still kind of green. Yeah. But from what everyone said, he's been super impressive in the interviews. I know he interviewed for the Philly job. I believe he took his name out of consideration for that one. So he's clearly impressing people everywhere. He didn't just get that job out of nowhere.
No.
He came out of nowhere for people like us, but clearly it's a guy who's been around circles.
Because Sean Payton just fired their OC, right? I believe.
Yes.
So that would have been a move that I could have seen and would have made sense because he came from that coaching tree, and obviously Sean Payton's still there. They just had an awesome year. Who knows? They could have gone to the Super Bowl if things broke their way in that AFC Championship.
Would you rather be the offense coordinator for Bo Nix or for Lamar?
It's Bo Nix and Sean Payton, and then
that's not what I asked.
But you got to take that with it. So I would honestly,
I think you do. Yeah, I agree with Dave with that.
I think that if I'm Declan Doyle, I probably I don't know if the opportunity even presented itself, but I would probably go back to Denver to call work on.
And if we're reverse engineering that, if we're talking about a little bit more safety. I think Denver's there. If you fail with Lamar, the pitchforks are out again. Quick.
Yeah, that's true.
Quick.
That is true.
If you fail in Denver, there's the Bo Nix thing. There's the Sean Payton thing. You can kind of lean back on if things go wrong.
Yeah.
But regardless, I also am going through this with you guys now. I don't want to say it's nothing. Cohesion matters.
Totally.
It's not nothing. I would like the voices of Antoine Randall and Ben Johnson. Bieniemy's gone too, so that's two offensive coaches gone from that room. So it's not nothing. You would like to keep the same group after that, a strong offensive year, and they know where the warts are. They know the things they got to clean up. So there is some not fear because ultimately Ben is still the king of the castle.
Right, but this is not it's not apples to apples. The only thing I can think of, but it's where you have a defensive coach. Let's say it was Eberflus. And you had a great play caller, and that play caller takes a head job, you're like, oh, fuck. This is just all right, this is a little annoying. We got to backfill it. But at the same time, Ben Johnson hired all those guys. They were successful. I actually trust him to fill out his staff, too. So, I'm sure the next guys will be.
Yeah, what's crazy is we lost both those guys, Bieniemy and Declan Doyle, and neither were the oh fuck guys. I think everyone would have felt that way about Randall and Harris way more so.
More so,
yes,
definitely.
Right?
I won't say that about Bieniemy as much, but
why you want Bieniemy back?
I mean, Bieniemy's been around the league forever, and he's got a really good reputation.
Well, that's what's kind of interesting too.
Yeah,
was if he didn't get snatched up a week prior, does he get that role?
Maybe.
Does Bieniemy move into that OC role? So just kind of a weird thing with this coaching cycle when there's 10 head coaching jobs open. That effectively opens up 20 coordinator jobs.
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of shuffling.
I wonder if JT Barrett is
in consideration there.
Yeah.
he's obviously in consideration. I would think Randall L. And I think the Will Lawing guy they just hired from Boston College.
Yeah.
He was an offensive coordinator there. He was really good friends, or he played with Johnson. I believe I'm getting mixed up with him and the guy who was in Johnson's wedding, who I think is the new Lions OC.
Yeah.
But regardless, him and Johnson have ties. They hired him from Bill O'Brien's staff at Boston College. So in my head, I was like, oh, that's kind of the guy who's going to take over.
You know what's also kind of an interesting wrinkle of this coaching cycle is that it's widely reported that Matt Nagy, no job. Like,
I was just about to ask, what's the
year.
deal with Nagy after Bieniemy's gone?
Well, that's the thing.
His job.
Yeah, well, he was announced as definitely leaving the Chiefs after before all that went down. I believe.
Yeah.
And I remember talking a couple weeks ago on Wub just who gets shut out, him or Flores, and Jay Glazer said more likely it's Nagy gets shut out. It's kind of looking like, I mean, they both got shut out from head coaching jobs. Flores is going to stay as DC.
But it sounds like Nagy's going to be without a job,
Yeah,
period.
it's kind of he'll get on somewhere.
Yeah, he'll be a quarterback.
But not
coach,
a coordinator.
Which is pretty crazy considering he was a hot name in Tennessee.
Yep.
He interviewed for a few more jobs, so I agree. It is kind of nuts how that all kind of shook out. And I think it was just ultimately, and I know, your past matters, how you interview matters and whatnot, but ultimately I just think when there's so much shuffling, some guys just get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what feels like happened to Nagy. But yeah, just it's good to be in a position where people want your guys, though.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't happen if you go 7-10.
Yeah.
So
I am being prepared to get used to this.
You're going to have to.
Being poached
Hopefully.
from Ben. Yes, exactly. Where people are going to be poached from Ben Johnson's staff because with success comes people wanting to get their hands on it.
Yep.
I mean, look at McVay. LaFleur's brother just got hired to Arizona.
Yep.
And anyone just wants to touch anything that McVay has rubbed upon. So I think we'll get used to this, but no type of fire alarm pulling from anybody here. It's just
not at all.
Kind of the nature of the beast. And kind of in the division I want to touch on before we really move on from the Bears is the Vikings fired their GM.
That was a wild move.
Well, their draft history has been really bad. He has not drafted well. There's two decisions that are kind of life and death in the league, and it's head coach and quarterback. He nailed head coach.
Mm-hmm.
He got KOC, and then obviously this Darnold situation, they kind of bungled it. And I saw a clip where he kind of sort of threw everyone under the bus, saying like, "Hey, I wanted to keep Darnold," and that's not the way I look.
Yeah,
at
but then wasn't he pulling the trigger on JJ too?
You would think, yeah,
right?
Because they didn't. But granted, they didn't think Darnold would be how good he was.
Correct.
That year.
Yeah.
So that you draft JJ before Darnold performs that way, and then obviously JJ doesn't play at all his rookie year. So chicken before the egg type deal.
Yep.
But yeah, some
that is a
dissension.
hindsight move. Because Darnold he was a bad quarterback for a while until the last 2 years.
Oh yeah, he was. Him and Baker were left for dead.
Yeah, totally.
It's like one of those, especially with Darnold, where it's like, is he bad or is he just on the Jets?
I thought,
and it's.
Not that I'm adept in projecting out a quarterback, but I thought he was just bad.
Darnold.
Yeah.
Well, and I do think that
he played in Carolina. He had other opportunities,
but he was kinda, and Carolina was a disaster.
It was.
But I do think that when he was mic'd up for it was either Sunday night or Monday Night Football against the Patriots that 1 year, he was like, "I'm seeing ghosts out there."
Yeah.
I think that hurts your stock, and I think he finally ended up in a good place with a good offensive line and good weapons. So he had a great year in Minnesota, and then the Falcons Seahawks were like kind of ready-made too. The good running game, JSN, and they're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, but it's like the talent was always there. Like he was, a huge recruit going to USC. He beat out Max Brown, who was like a 5-star kid, and then top 5 pick. It's like the pedigree was certainly there, and it was just like, it just goes to show like where you end up matters so much.
100%.
Yeah.
And the NFL, it's a fickle bitch, man.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
The Vikings are in disarray almost.
It's stunning.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. They got the best wide receiver in football.
He was kind of bad this
good defense. Well, he was kind of bad because look at how JJ played.
Yeah.
He wasn't getting them.
Well, how many different quarterbacks did they play this year too? Because like Wentz played.
Yeah.
JJ was in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really great when he was.
Brahmer or something.
Brahmer, yeah,
exactly.
So
there was a lot of disarray over there, and obviously they're going to try to get it right. So they have another couple big draft classes. Like they'll be back. Like they still have enough talent on that roster.
Yeah.
To kind of
They're
bounce
not going
back.
to be bad.
Yeah, but it's all going to depend on JJ.
Yeah.
I'll be interesting because this is
what
you would assume to be a make or break year for him.
It's got to be.
Right? They're not
as bad as he was early in the year. He did get a lot better at the end, and the Vikings did too. They rattled off. They were over 500.
Yeah,
Weren't they 9-8?
He played a couple good games at the end.
Yeah, it was much better than early.
But it wasn't like a good second half. It was like a 2 good games.
A couple of flashes.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm still a JJ. It's just like I think he's just got to have a full healthy year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's done, but it is definitely a make or break. I think.
I still think that
year 3, you got to decide soon if you're picking up that 5th year option.
I think they'll give him the 4th year as the starter for sure, because I don't think they're going to be bad enough to be at the top of the draft. So it's like, all right, we got to at least see him in the 4th year, and then you decide.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's got 2 full seasons if he's healthy, or unless he's just such a fucking disaster, like he would have to really bottom out next year for
that to happen.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. The Vikings are a fascinating team to watch right now.
Yeah.
They're probably thrilled they didn't lose Flores, though.
Yeah.
So that's big for them. Their defense will still be humming like they were, but a lot going on. A lot going on for a week. I honestly thought would be pretty quiet. So
No, yeah.
any Super Bowl?
We're just not used to being a good team where your coaches and staff get purged.
Exactly. Any Super Bowl takes before we move away from football?
I have a feeling the Seahawks are going to blow them out. Like a 2-3 score game.
I don't.
31-17, something like that.
I have a weird feeling this is the Patriots doing Patriot stuff. I know Belichick's not there. I know Brady's not there, but
You just
it's just a weird feeling I got. Yeah, it's
where are you on that?
I think it's going to be a good game. So I'm away from you on the blowout thing. I like the Pats with the points, but I think the Seahawks win.
What's the line at?
Line's at 4.5.
I was going to say 5.
It feels like a field goal game.
See, it doesn't feel like a field goal.
No, I think it does. I think. Listen, it's gonna be decided. Patriots got a good defense.
They do.
It's gonna be decided, and if they can play well enough to have a Darnold stinker game,
which is that's very doable.
That's it.
That's very.
That's how you cut the head off of the
realm
Seahawks.
of possibility.
Yes. Their defense is gonna come to play. Sure, they couldn't stop the Rams, but the Rams are fucking incredible on offense.
Yeah, and they did enough to win that game. And I don't know. I maybe it's just like that Denver game is still burned in my brain, where it's just like these guys aren't doing dick on offense, and it's like their whole offense in that game was predicated on a few great Drake May runs.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have to get creative like that. I think Drake's going to have to use his legs because the Seahawks they've let up a ton against Cam Ward in his on the ground. So there is some cracks in the armor there, so to speak, when it comes to a quarterback running on them. They're good against the run in general when it's obviously just a design run play.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be able to stop Stevenson and Henderson a little bit. But if McDaniels gets creative, I could see a way where they score enough to win.
24-17 final answer.
All right. 24. So not a blowout.
You talked me
you out of a blowout.
Talked me out of a blowout.
All right. Hey.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. I don't know.
I think it's going to be a close game, and I would not be surprised if the Patriots won it all. And this is a lot of the PTSD, Portnoy, Juju
totally
vibes,
I get that.
I'm
with you.
It just seems like, he hasn't gotten anything in like a year, Portnoy.
No. Yeah.
So he's due for one.
Which is fucking insane.
And I saw that clip of you on Wub with him this morning.
Yeah.
I heard him overplaying it, I think it was. You let him throw the ball and you chased it.
No, I didn't. Listen, he's going to do what he does. He will never back off his guys, and the Patriots are his team, so of course he's going to stand behind him. But the facts are, that was a rhetorical question. It's crazy to think that the Seahawks roster is not better than that.
It's not.
It is better.
No, I mean, it's not crazy. Yes,
exactly.
You're right.
It's crazy to think.
And
the Patriots have a better roster than the Seahawks.
Right. And it's like he had the whole thing about, nobody respects the schedule. You have to win the games. And the Bears never win those games, whatever, fuck off. But the Seahawks played in the toughest division. They went through a tougher side in the playoffs, in my opinion. And it's just I do think that they are, at the end of the day, they are just the better team.
They are, for sure. But the Patriots have somehow got it done over and over again. I know their schedule wasn't good, but 17 wins is 17 wins.
I will say I hated over the course. I mean, I don't know if it was just because I was a Bears fan, but it seemed like the Bears got more shit for having, and which it wasn't even a on paper easy schedule until it was when they were playing all the backup quarterbacks. But I didn't see the Patriots get.
Oh no, you weren't paying attention.
It wasn't as bad as the Bears out.
No, it wasn't. It was way worse for sure.
That's got to be just me focused on
for sure.
Like
it's
Bears social media.
Yeah, you're bubbled like I am. But I'm telling you, the schedule merchant talk was heavy about the Patriots all year.
And there is truth to that for both the Bears and the Patriots.
Yeah, but I think the Bears answered the bell after the Philly win, after the Packers win. So that fell off at the end of the year. Up until that point, we're talking through almost the
Saints,
end of November.
Yeah, Raiders.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, that was
Bengals with the backup.
It was the day after Thanksgiving we got that win.
Yeah.
So it was almost to December where we didn't really have a big win. So regardless, we'll see what happens. I am mildly excited. I'm happy it's just not the same teams. I'm happy the Chiefs aren't in it.
Yeah.
Granted, we've seen the Patriots a lot, but it's a new iteration
and the Seahawks
of them.
A little bit.
But yeah,
New
for sure.
Like this is a rematch from 2014?
Yeah.
Butler.
Yeah, for sure. So
the Seahawks, they beat the Broncos, right?
Yes, they smoked them.
Yeah.
Smoked them. Peyton Manning, safety right off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was a fun Super Bowl.
I was at the boat with my dad for that
business decisions.
Yeah, it was so stunning.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some Bulls talk actually, because I don't know what the fuck's going on with this Giannis
I can't
stuff.
get to the bottom of this, other than the DraftKings.
Yeah, hold on. Before we do, let me talk about ChevyDriveChicago.com. We are starting the year off right with big news, and obviously it's not about just about the Bears run. It's about Chevy Drive Chicago wants to give you a chance to win the car that you want. That's right. You get to pick which car you want to win. Pick it, win it, drive it. So many great cars to pick from in the Chevy lineup. There is one that's perfect for you and what you need. Need a truck you can depend on? Pick the Silverado. If you're ready to go EV, the Equinox EV is perfect for you. If you want an SUV, the Blazer or the Equinox is what you need. And entering is super easy. Go to ChevyDriveChicago.com to enter to win. I have people that keep asking me how to get in. It's simple. You ChevyDriveChicago.com. You click that first tab. It's a big tab. It's a huge. It almost looks like a banner ad. You click that. You answer your information essentially.
Yeah.
Like six questions. Like your full name, your address, whatever.
Everything that you would need to get a car.
And that's all you do to enter to win. You're crazy if you don't enter. So go do that. ChevyDriveChicago.com. Like I said, in the meantime, go shop your pick at your local Chevy dealers today, the official partner of the Chicago Bears. So you can't wrap your head around it. Keep going.
Well, I can't seem to get to the bottom of it. Like there's no like concrete names or rumors. The thing that's been reported as the Bucks are trying to trade him at the deadline and not in the offseason if they can help it. But the Bulls, as of this morning on DraftKings, are now the favorite to land him in a trade at plus 275. So it's like next regular season minutes played after the trade deadline. It's Milwaukee Bucks plus 110. The Bulls are plus 275.
Plus 275 from plus 4,000.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Like overnight.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying the biggest thing was he bought $21 million worth of real estate in Chicago, I guess.
But that's like he could commute
but
from
he has that,
Milwaukee.
He has a similar development in Brooklyn and one other.
Milwaukee.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I don't really read much into it. It's
in the North Shore, right? I'm assuming.
I have no idea.
Assuming it's in the North Shore, that's like an hour 15
I believe it's like
from
he's building like complexes.
Yeah, to rent
like
out.
Compounds,
I think it's a business thing.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
yeah, it's
I don't
not
think
like
this
he
is
bought
about
a house.
This isn't like an Ishbia mansion.
Okay.
He's gonna
correct. Yeah.
travel from fucking Wilmette.
That's what I assumed.
No, that's not what it is. It's an investment. I don't buy it at all.
You don't buy it?
No.
I buy.
I don't think the DraftKings, the movement on lines like that, they don't do that for no reason.
No,
I think it gets
not
people
at all.
excited, and I think, listen,
It got me excited. Am I gonna have to start paying attention to the Bulls?
let's call it like it is. Chicago fans like to jump on shit like that. We are known for, even when the Bears were in the toilet, they will throw some cash on the Bears win the Super Bowl. I don't know. They're going to get a bunch of cheap bets. I don't know how to make sense of it.
There is truth to that, obviously. And
How do you
that
publicize
obviously
a bet better than that?
That can obviously affect betting lines, especially something like this. However, it doesn't plummet from plus 4,000 to being the odds-on favorite, aside from the team he's currently with, overnight unless something's up.
I feel like somebody knows something.
Absolutely.
Maybe you're right. I
Absolutely.
hope you're right.
And that doesn't mean that it's going to happen either. But like you look at the prediction markets, those things they're not wrong ever. They are never wrong on this kind of shit.
But it's also like on the surface, like we could sit here and name a bunch of teams that feel like way more likely destinations for him than the Bulls. Probably the Warriors, like maybe the T-Wolves. Like there's what?
Knicks.
Like there's a lot of places that, because the teams are more competitive, that make more sense. Like I don't even know what the Bulls would give up besides a first-round pick and Vooch and Kobe White.
Many first rounds.
Well, right.
Definitely guys like you probably. I mean, obviously your best asset is Buzelis right now, but
then what do you have nothing for him to play with, and he's in a worse situation than he is now.
No, I know exactly. So I like every asset besides Buzelis is on the table for sure.
Yeah,
but even how you're gonna balk at Buzelis, you can't. You still got to make the Giannis move.
How old is Giannis? Like 28, 29 probably? Is he 30 yet?
No, he's 30s.
Is he?
Yeah. So you also question, like, he is injured.
Yeah.
I don't. He's 31.
31.
He is injured. You also don't want to trade for a lemon.
No,
like,
I know.
He's still a superstar. He's still a top 3 player in the league. But
Ed, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Say his last name for me.
Antetokounmpo.
Okay.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, but does a package of Vooch and the money works on this? Vooch, Patrick Williams, Kobe White, and picks. Like, I don't think that's like enough to get.
Why would Milwaukee want those guys?
You're right. I don't know if a third team gets involved.
I know you got to make it work money-wise, but why would they want Vooch or Patrick Williams?
Well, Vooch is an expiring contract.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you make the money work for the trade
for this year,
his money comes off the books. And the same thing to a degree with Kobe White, even though he would be a more valuable chip as a player.
He's a fine player, I guess.
Yeah. So I don't know. You're right. It's hard to make sense of, because I get your point. They wouldn't just do this for no reason, but at the same coin, I just don't see it. I don't see, like you just said, what would they want? Like, of course, you're getting 5 first rounders.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you're like, we're going to strip it down and try to be the Thunder. It's just you stockpile all these picks and a couple of young players, and you hope for the best.
Well, that's obvious.
And then the Bulls, it's like, I don't know what's available this summer in terms of free agents. Do you?
Well, the Bulls are going to – well, that's the thing about the NBA now is free agents. The free agency things are not as big anymore.
I know.
All these guys get re-signed to the Supermaxes that want to stay there because you're granted more money if you stay where you're at.
Right.
So it just doesn't happen anymore like it used to.
But that's what I mean. So if I don't think, and I love Buzelis, but I don't think a Giannis Buzelis led team is really doing it.
No, it's not.
So then why would he even want to sign off on a trade like that?
I agree. But people will say Giannis has never been a guy who's just a ring chaser. He's never been a guy who wants to go to a big like he stayed in Milwaukee
for sure,
and he wanted to get it done, and he finally got over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's the opposite to that. So I mean,
my gut says no, because it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But it's like it's probably, unless it's something beyond what I can conceive with third teams or whatever. But it just doesn't feel like a move where they have enough assets to get it done.
And the Bulls actually made a trade this weekend.
I saw that.
Yeah, they acquired Dario Saric from the Kings. The big names in that trade was Hunter went to the Kings, and then Dennis Schroeder went to Cleveland.
And I think the Bulls picked up an extra second.
2 second rounders, which is actually like AK did the right thing. Like, we've been needing to do this stuff. We got to trade Vooch. We've got to trade Kobe.
Yeah,
these moves need to be made. We need to move on to expiring contracts like that one. We need to take on more expiring contracts.
Yeah,
it just needs to be done. We're gonna have like a projected $80 million in cap space this year, but like you said, there's not a ton of free agents to throw that at. But it's weirdly it was a step in the right direction, which you're applauding the bare minimum. I understand that.
Yeah.
But whatever. That's just talking Chicago Bulls in 2026.
It would be nice if they were, but does any of this make you feel how you felt about the Lonzo DeMar Bulls?
Like you're just acquiring.
Like you're getting a great player, you know, an all-star, which those two guys were. They're obviously very flawed, but it was like we have to find a path to go from finishing 9th and 10th to 4th and 5th in the East. That's kind of like what it feels like the ceiling might be with a Giannis Bulls team.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. I mean, he hasn't been enough for the Bucks the past couple of years.
Right.
So
and he's 31.
He's going to be in a similar spot, worse spot.
Yeah.
They have better talent than the Bulls. Well, this year they don't without him, obviously.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know. It just
What do you think, Lance?
I feel like, I mean, I hear you with what you're saying, but Giannis is definitely better than Vooch, Zach LaVine, and DeMar all as individuals.
No doubt.
Giannis is an absolute superstar. So, like, maybe if you get Giannis and put him on the Bulls team we have now, nothing. But, I mean, and there is actually a decent amount of people coming up in the free agency class. A lot of them are going to be re-signed. But there, you know, James Harden is available. I wouldn't want him. But there are, like, people around that you could build around. I would say if you have the opportunity to get Giannis, I think you go do it. You know, I mean, we could take the Thunder approach and build around Buzelis, but we don't draft guys even well.
You just need a plan. You need a plan after Giannis.
Please.
You can't just get Giannis and be like, all right, here's what we're doing, because it's not going to work.
yeah.
It's just not. Also, I don't know if you saw this, but score one for the shorts.
Oh yeah, 5'8".
Yui Kamamurray.
Yeah.
His last name.
Yeah.
Yuki. Sorry.
Yuki.
Yuki Kamamurray. 5'7", Dave. Beat a 6'5" guy, Yakachunas, in a jump ball.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
Score one for the shorts.
Is this the guy from Nebraska?
I thought it might have been two different
Yuki?
guy. Yeah, no, a different guy.
No.
No, it's not.
Oh, he's on the Bulls.
This guy rocks.
Yeah, that's what we're talking Bulls,
That's why I
dude.
brought it up.
I thought he was just a guy. All right, yeah. Fuck
dude,
yeah.
he plays hard as fuck. He's electric. He plays his fucking balls off.
Yeah.
So he plays like me.
Yes, exactly. Your
Yeah.
player comp is Yuki.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to shout him out, and they're starting to lose a little
love
bit,
him.
which is good.
I need to get this guy in the office like tomorrow. We can do a hide off like we did with Noah Schultz.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think he's listed at 5'7"? I listed myself at 5'9". Obviously a lie. What do you think he actually is?
I don't know. I can't see him being much shorter than that.
Probably
Maybe 5'6".
5'6".
Maybe.
Notable free agents now. I have the
Yeah.
up-to-date list. LeBron James.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's
Don't
go.
want him.
No, fuck him. I don't want. I'd fuck him. I don't want
It's
him.
not even from a personality standpoint. It's just there's no point. He's
Trae
never
Young,
gonna be either.
Zach LaVine, James Harden, C.J. McCollum, Chris Middleton, Chris Stapps,
Chris
Not
Stapp?
one of those names intrigues me,
Hartenstein,
and they shouldn't intrigue you either.
Wiggins.
The last three guys you named, Hardenstein, Chris Stapps, and who'd you name before him?
Chris
Middleton.
Chris Middleton.
Great
CJ McCollum.
complimentary pieces. If we're close,
Right.
maybe. Guys who
Anthony Simmons, Jonathan Kuminga, KDP, Vooch, Harrison Bar, like
exactly.
you know,
There's nothing there.
yeah.
Nothing there. What do we got in the same building? What do we got on Blackhawks front?
I think that so the Olympics are coming up. So what they do is they have a trade deadline after the Olympics, and then they have like kind of an unofficial one right before the Olympics because there's a roster freeze. So there's speculation that there's going to be a lot of movement in the next week or so. I think the deadline is like the 5th or the 6th before people actually leave for Italy. So they've been not good lately. I think they've lost 3 in a row. They got smoked by the Penguins. They lost to Columbus. They lost to Minnesota after having a 3-goal lead. And if you look at the standings, like they've been hovering like in striking distance of that wild card spot, the last one. They are now 9 points out. Kings have a game in hand. It just feels impossible. Bedard has not been the same since coming back with that injury. He's had a few like nasty goals and highlights, but he's not like his shoulder's not even strong enough to take draws. So it's just not going to happen. So I think that they're probably going to look to move guys. Connor Murphy's at the top of that list. I would be happy for Connor Murphy if he went to a playoff team. I don't think you're going to get much back, maybe a third-round pick. It is kind of a seller's market because there are so many teams that are in striking distance of the playoffs and trying to strengthen because it feels like there's more parity this year than kind of ever before. So you might get something good. Jason Dickinson, Ilya Mikheyev, like they have a lot of these guys that Davidson found more or less that weren't like highly sought after. Like they got picks just to take Jason Dickinson from Vancouver. So I think this is like this is probably the last year where they're selling, like hardcore selling at the deadline, I would hope, because they're going to have another top 5 pick. And if you get like another first round pick somehow, plus addition, they have 2 first round picks and 3 second round picks today in this upcoming draft.
Would you consider shutting Bedard down at all?
No, because he is effectively going to be shut down for a month because of the Olympics.
Okay.
So I would hope that after that three, I think it's officially like a 3-week break, that the shoulder will be strong enough to kind of be back to full speed. Everybody will be rested, be ready to go.
I'm saying more of an element of like, hey man, just like take a little bit more time
For the year?
Yeah.
No.
Kind of get more lottery balls here, or are we past that point where it's like we need him on the ice to get all the reps?
Yeah, like you want to use the back half of this year to slingshot you into next year. And that's they're gonna be kind of, remember last year where they called up Oliver Moore and Sam Rinzel and all and it was like a fun last couple of weeks. I think you're gonna have the same thing for a longer stretch of time this year because Anton Frondel's team in Sweden is not like particularly great, so he could be coming over mid-March. Same thing if they can get the deal worked out with the Russian team, Roman Kantsarov, who's the leading scorer in the KHL, like he could come over. So it's the trading some of these pieces actually helps you in a way because you have to clear up some roster spots. So if you're getting rid of some of these guys, and they've sent down Sam Rinzel. So if you move Connor Murphy, that's another spot on the right side for Rinzel to come back. Nick Lardis can come back. He's been sent down. And then you can bring in all these other guys, the young guys, and just kind of have like, hey, like this is our core. Nothing's happening this year, but you want everybody like playing well, buying into the Blashill culture, doing all that stuff, and really like generate momentum towards the end. And then you'll have all these picks, and it's like either you take another young guy, you get another good young player, or you flip it to somebody and try to get like a stud. Like I mean, I've mentioned Brady Tkachuk a million times, but like a true star frontline player in the summer.
Yeah.
And I think that they finally have they have a ton of prospects. They have a ton of picks. They almost have too many. And it's like you got to start putting together like a competitive team. And they have like the goalie figured out. They have most of the defense figured out. They need another center in the top 6, and they need like a power forward.
And what's money looking like for them heading into the offseason?
They got all
the money.
Yeah,
flush.
Yeah.
What? How
they made a trade last year. They remember the name Shea Weber.
Yeah.
So they traded for Shea Weber because he's retired but still has a contract, and it's like dead money. But they just needed that to get up to the salary cap floor. His money's coming off the books. Mid-year, they did the same thing with Ryan Ellis, who, if you remember that when they got swept in 17 by the Preds, he was like one of their stud defensemen. Same thing. Like he's making $6 million on the books this year and next year, and it's really just to get up to the cap floor.
Just they traded for a contract.
So the big thing is like, what are they doing this summer, and how much are they going to pay Bedard? That's really the only questions about them.
All right.
And how's Oliver Moore been?
Really good.
Really good?
He's been playing him at center. He's been really good playing center. Not necessarily like the production you want, but like looking like a good player. So whether he's a wing or a center or top 6, or like he could be like your third line center and like killing penalties and just being like a terror to play against because he might be the fastest guy in the league. So yeah, like there's a lot of good things. It's just like, how is this all going to come together? It's a sneaky great night of hockey in the NHL, and we will have a Bedard Celebrini matchup tonight in the United Center.
Beautiful.
So like that'll be good to see.
That's
too.
the first one since the draft.
I'm sorry.
It's the first time they've faced.
No, they played last year too.
Okay.
But it's like those are
Mm-hmm.
the two young guys in the league.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously, congratulations to the best American hockey player of all time.
Yep.
Patty Kane.
Gets
What
it done.
what a stud.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's cool. You're happy for him. He's been in here. We love him, but it's like when you see him celebrating
Yep.
the wings, it's
In the
just
red
like this.
jersey.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
just not-
I know. I was like looking to repost something, and I just bypassed all the wing shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I need to get just a graphic of him and back in a Hawks jersey.
know. And it is like I saw a graphic where it was like how many points against every team. And like he killed the Wings for so long. Like I think the Wings are like the team that he has the 6th most points against, and they were in the Eastern Conference
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's like there are a few things with this regime that I'll never get over. One was breaking up the broadcast and shipping Edzo out and fucking that whole thing up, and the other one is Patrick Kane. Like I've yet to hear a good explanation of why he wasn't brought back.
Yeah.
So, but he's a stud. He's the best there ever was. I really wish he had made the Olympic team because
I know, man. So do I.
I would have watched. Well, I'll watch it anyways. Olympic
Yeah.
hockey's awesome, but
And that's probably it for him, right?
for the Olympics.
Oh, he's
yeah,
not gonna play
4 years from now. If he didn't make it this year, he's not going to make it. He probably. I don't think he'll be in the league 4 years from now.
No, that's what sucks, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
That really
I mean, he's
sucks.
had.
But that's why I asked, though, because longevity in hockey is pretty real. Like, guys can play for a long time.
Yeah, but it's like
At what clip is he going to be playing at?
right, and it's like Crosby, Malkin, Kane, and Ovi are like the last of the old guard.
Mhm.
Like I guess Giroux might still be kicking around, but it's like those were the stars, and Taves is still in the league, but it's like Crosby is still fucking so good. Malkin's had Penguins are having a shockingly good year, but Ovi is playing because he's still just like a legend. Like he's still like scoring goals. He is the Washington Capitals. So like I think Ted Leonsis will just let him play. If you want to play until you're 50 and just go for 1,000 goals or whatever, like he doesn't care.
What's he at? 8?
He's at 9 something.
9 something.
Crazy. All right, Dave. Luis Rubber is gone. Rubber?
Rubber?
I'm happy we don't have to like debate his name anymore.
I don't think we've had to debate it for like
Well,
10 years. At
You've always
I
said
think he would have had a better career if he was
Robert.
Robert.
Robert. That never really made sense because I don't know how much French influence is in Cuba, but maybe some. But
$20 million off the books.
20 million off the books, and they finally spent the money. Ed, they spent it.
Sir Anthony Dominguez.
So it was technically only 10 million. Or no, it was 20 million this year for Robert. He was making 20 million. So the Sox traded for Sir Anthony Dominguez, and then they made a couple of other moves, signed Austin Hayes, and then traded for Jordan Hicks and a prospect. They actually did something kind of cool this past weekend.
Because you were instantly mad when they made that trade.
It's
because you didn't see the corresponding moves coming.
It's not that I did. Even if I knew it was going to be of players of kind of insignificant relevance. So it's like, all right, sweet. They spent money, but it's like these players aren't very good. Like if they win 70 games this year, cool. Like that's about what they'll probably be at, give or take 5 or 7 games. And but like if you look at their roster right now, their bullpen is probably a better than average bullpen. There's 30 teams in baseball. It's probably right around the 15th best bullpen in baseball on paper, which to me, it's like, okay, cool. That's great and all. However, what do you need a really good bullpen for when you're a rebuilding team? So
those are easy things to flip.
Exactly. You can flip them, but it's how long are we going to be in this cycle of signing guys with the intention of trading them to build up the minor league system? And like we all know the answer to that. And it's going to be after next year, probably 2028. We just turned the calendar to 2026, so it's still a holding pattern. There'll be a better team this year, I would imagine. But if you're a better team and you're looking at a team that projects out to 70, 75 wins, like, who gives a shit? What's the difference between winning 70 games or 75 games or 65 games? It's all...
What is their ceiling?
If every single thing goes right, and I'm talking health, development, players hit their ceilings, luck, every single 500.
Okay.
That's like the 99th percentile season, an 81-win team. But, like...
Can I ask you to just be, like... Is it time to start being a little bit more positive about them? You have the number 1 pick.
They just lost 102 games.
I understand. But, like, if you compare it with the Blackhawks, right? Like, I knew this is going to be fucking awful for a long time, and it has. But it's like the arrow's pointing up. I feel like the White Sox arrow is starting to point up a little bit.
But what's it pointing up to?
I think there's one big difference here.
What's that?
The big difference is the Blackhawks have to spend money. The White
Sox
Sox
got done talking about a salary floor.
I understand.
Blackhawks. They had to trade for guys that were retired just to make it work.
I understand, but if you do come out of this work stoppage with a cap and a floor,
that's not going to happen. There is zero. That's a non-starter. It will not.
Are you
happen.
rooting for it though, or no?
It would
help
really. I know it would. I know it would. So yes, like from that, if you're looking at it through that lens, a salary cap and a salary floor would absolutely help the White Sox because everybody would be on the same playing field.
Let's say
obviously.
Let's say there's not a cap and a floor, but there's some kind of structure that lends itself to more parity. Okay, which is the goal, right?
Yeah.
And you come out of that with that structure, this young core that is exciting, and Jason Ishbia in 2 years.
Yeah.
2 to 3 years. You know, like whatever it is. Like that to me, like you have enough young, exciting guys like Teal and what's the Montgomery, the UCLA shortstops. Don't they have 2 Montgomerys?
Oh, yeah. They do. One's still in the system,
right?
Minors, but
but he's like a very highly
I think 10th overall pick.
Yeah,
Texas A&M kid.
Right, and then you get the Cholowski kid, Rock Cholowski, and then it's like, then you come out of that, and it's like, okay, like we have this nucleus.
Yeah,
we have a structure, we have an owner. Like I don't know, it feels like you don't have to be as miserable about them as you are.
I see that big picture. I absolutely do. But the way I described it is we're still in hibernation. We're still in a holding pattern until those days come. Because
but Teal's not, and the young pitchers aren't, and Montgomery's not, and Cholowski won't be. Like they're not. Like there's guys to root for and be like excited about.
So
which is not the case 3 years ago.
Colson Montgomery and Kyle Teal were both called up after July last year, so they'll be Super 2 guys, meaning the organization, the White Sox, as it sits now, I don't know if this will change or not, but as it sits now, have 7 years of control for them. So if you look at how the White Sox have operated in the past, then they like to trade these guys that are cheap and controlled for 3, 4, 5 years. You can look back to Adam Eaton, Chris Sale, Jose Quintana, Tim Anderson, different players. Obviously, Tim Anderson was different at the end of his contract. But so and obviously I'm taking in the change of ownership into account, but that might not happen until 2034. So if all goes the same, and there's tinkers with when there's the inevitable work stoppage in the CBA that allows for more parity. Like I am worried that we are here 2 years from now in 2028, and it's like, okay, well, Kyle Teal's only got 4 years of control left. Colson Montgomery, we haven't shown any signs of winning yet. We're going to have to trade these guys to load up on the farm system because that's how they've sold us in the past. And that's my worry because these guys individually on a 26-man roster, Kyle Teal is going to be a fucking stud of a player. Switch hitting catcher that just sprays the ball all over the field. Colson Montgomery, look what he did last year. Like they have a few guys that you're like, holy shit, these guys could, like, I wish that they were any good at all because Colson Montgomery is good enough to be sitting with PCA and Caleb Williams at that Sox game or at that Bulls or Hawks game or whatever. And
what was the record in the second half?
Like 5 under, 6 under.
So that's, I mean,
I want to say.
A little bit of an arrow pointing up, though. That's when those guys came up.
It's an arrow pointing up, but like the purpose is to, and you're the Chicago White Sox in a division with organizations like Kansas City, Minnesota, just fly over fucking cities. And until they made these signings and trades over the weekend, they had the lowest payroll in baseball. Mm-hmm. That's an issue.
I get it.
You know? So it's like, yeah, I like all these guys, but Austin, like, is that making you any better? No. It's just a guy you fucking signed for $5 million.
This trade aside, I'm talking about, I guess you haven't been happy in years, Dave.
It's because I want consistent winning in an operation.
But I would argue that the path that I just laid out with Ishbia, with a restructure CBA, with this young core, that is a path to consistent winning.
Years from now. So years from now.
Right, but that's the same thing with the Blackhawks. Like, they're not, like, they've been rebuilding actually rebuilding, let's say, since 2021. Okay. And really before that too. But they've been rebuilding this whole time. You're starting to see the vision.
Mm-hmm.
We're only 20% of the way there. Like, I really hope next year, healthy Bedard, the whole thing, that they could be where the Sharks are now, which is in a wild card spot. And then you still have like another draft coming on his heels and all these guys. Because if you look at who they've drafted the last several years, most of them are still in the system or playing college or in Europe or whatever, where it's like when they all get here, that's going to be a pretty nice looking team in theory. And I feel like the White Sox are in a similar boat, but I'm more positive and you're just like, fuck this group.
I'm not saying fuck this group. I have said many times I like the individual players. Up the middle, well, until they traded Robert, it looked really good. It's not even just Teal. You got two really, really good catchers that are both, one's just turned 22. I think Teal's 24 now. You got the middle of the infield set. You got Colson Montgomery, then you got Rock Chalowski, you got Billy Carlson, you got other guys in the system that are right there on the precipice. Caleb Bonheimer is shooting up prospect rankings. Everybody loves him across the league, and I understand that. But if it only amounts to 75 wins, like at most, like if...
But if you're building towards 2028, 2029.
They have been rebuilding since... You're the Chicago White Sox, and I know you're a loser organization, but the key adjective there is Chicago. It's inexcusable to lose 100 games in that division for the one major market team in that division year over year. And it's not even that it's just now happening. And like you keep bringing up the Blackhawks as a comparison, the Blackhawks won 3 Stanley Cups over that 5-year span, 6-year span in the 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they've been dog shit since, but like they have and it's a different regime with Davison from Bowman and all that, but they have a little bit more leeway to considering what they did for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
The White Sox don't get that leeway. The White Sox have been losers the last 20 years. They have won 2 playoff games since 2005. One was in a Mickey Mouse season against the A's in front of nobody, and the other was the Lucky Lurie home run game that me and Danny Conrad were at.
Yeah.
So like they don't get the same leeway with me that the Blackhawks might get with you. To me, it's like, and your core right now. You know that Noah Schultz and Hagen Smith are going to be here at some point this year. That's 2 starting pitchers. Colson Montgomery, Kyle Teal, Edgar Carroll, all these guys are here. This was the year, like, and we've heard Chris Getz say this, and I hate that he never gets a follow-up on it. He's like, I think it was Chuck Garfien asked him for the winter meetings in November, or the GM meetings was what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, is this going to be the year to start signing big free agents? And he goes, these guys got to play, man. Like, we got to get Colson. How does signing Kyle Schwarber, just to use a name, affect the development of Colson Montgomery? Let him go DH and hit 50 bombs a year into the 108 from his left side of the plate and fucking let Colson Montgomery do the same thing in shortstop. Like, one has nothing to do with the other. I hear answers like that, and it's like they don't care about winning baseball games. You just lost 100 games for the 3rd year in a row after that fucking disaster of a core that you sold us on for the 10 years before that. Like, you don't get any more grace from us. Start winning baseball games, and like until that happens, you're going to be an afterthought in the city. And I was saying this at the 108 thing on Friday night or on Saturday night this past weekend. If the Cubs won the World Series this year, which is an absolute possibility, that would be so bad for the White Sox, because then you're entering into a strike year, which is going to gut nobody's going to want to think about the White Sox after that, because they know Jerry Reinsdorf's going to be a big part of that, and it's going to be a 90-10 split for a fan base in this city, and it's going to be their own fault. I'm like, I was telling, I grew up in Warrenville. When I was in high school, the White Sox won in 2005. I was a junior. The breakdown from Wheaton Warrenville South High School, I would say, was probably about 60-40 Cubs to Sox fans. I would bet any cent to my name that the fans in baseball fans at Wheaton Warrenville South High School today, it's got to be like 85-15.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely bad for future generations.
That's what I'm saying.
Agree.
And you're talking about like, we need fans to come to the stadium, spend money. It's like, you don't give them a reason to do that.
Agreed. However, though, on the other side of that, let me tell you, if the White Sox get good again, fucking Stephen Che's kid is trading in his fucking Nico Horner jersey for a Colson Montgomery jersey in a heartbeat. Little kids don't know loyalty.
Yeah.
You know?
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, that's a specific circumstance, because his dad's not really a fan either, so he'd be all about it.
Yeah.
But
the White Sox should be trying to sell to that kid. Like, if you're a high school kid now, and you go to St. Rita High School or Mount Carmel, Brother Rice or whatever on the south side, Tinley Park High School. If you're a high school student now, what have you seen on the south side for winning?
nothing. And you're just born into it, so you're a natural Sox fan. But how big of a Sox fan are you? Like how big of a fan are you? Like how can you really live and die with a team that's just complete nothingness?
Exactly.
Summer.
Then you go and you're like, oh wait, there's that team on the north side that actually has won in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Not as much as I think they should have, because we've hashed it out a million times. Like, I think they should win a lot more and should spend a lot more than they do. But like, they're at least winning something. They're winning divisions, going to the playoffs with somewhat regularity. They have a World Series in the last 20 years.
Yeah, but I think
if you're a junior in high school right now at Oak Lawn High School, what do you think? And you're like, oh, I'd rather root for that team. And that's the bet that the White Sox have made. They're losing their own fans because they refuse to win at the major league level. And you reap what you sow. Mm-hmm. You know?
Get it. All right, then. We could wrap this up. Do you want to? I know you're pretty miffed about the Sun Times list.
I mean, it was more like, I'm not actually miffed.
Yeah,
it
okay,
was just
I
like,
saw that because I saw it and I was just like, okay.
But it was just Bernstein made it.
Yeah, I saw
Bernstein was like 13 or 14 or something like that. It was more one of those things where, like, I don't really care about that, but it was so absurd that I would just like, I put Dan number one. Like, the fact that Dan's not on there when we have all like this insane office, it's like, whatever.
I just never think about it.
I was wondering,
but that's why I do it, because it does feel like personal.
It is,
you know, like
it's just like those guys don't qualify, kind of thing.
It said podcast.
Bernstein's on it. All he's got is some fucking podcast.
Do you know?
I know, but like that. Yeah.
Do you know what numbers Dan Bernstein's doing?
I don't.
I've went and looked just out of curiosity. So his first ever drop, obviously people are going to be interested. I want to say it had 75,000 views on his first episode.
Well,
he's getting like 300.
Let's not. YouTube is not indicative towards podcast listening.
Correct.
It's
way more people listen. If
but
people
I also
don't
thought
know,
like,
but it's somewhat of a correlation.
Sure, but I'm just pointing that out though.
Yeah.
Especially his audience. Like, really, there's not. I don't know. Never mind.
But it's also like, people hate Boog in this town. I don't really hate Boog, but like to have a guy that is like very polarizing in the Cubs fan base be the number one guy, I thought that was kind of crazy too.
I felt bad for Boog. That guy woke up the next day. I was like, like, listen, I don't necessarily think he's number one either, but like, listen,
fine.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it was just like, I don't know. It was more of just a thing being like, not mentioning a Chicago guy who has a local show. He does Waddle and Sylvie. He's got the biggest sports podcast in the world. to not have him on the list. And there were people on that list, so I don't need to like say their names necessarily. I'd never heard of them before. So it was like, how do you do that? Like, so that was just like, let's put him number one, and then I kind of just didn't really even think about it.
It was.
No, I mean
it was a middle finger to Dan. It absolutely was.
No, I
don't think it's a middle finger.
I don't think like.
I think it's like,
or maybe Portnoy.
No, I don't think so. I think you guys just.
I don't think you're thinking about it enough.
No, I'm not. I just think that those guys, he loves traditional media types, and that's just kind of all there is. Like that's.
But that's not how he ranked them. He says it right here. I rank the market's talent exclusively on TV, radio, and podcasts.
Yeah, but Dave, anyone who has a podcast came from that medium. Like that, all those guys came from that medium. And they transferred over to podcast.
Right. So he did a list. I did a list, and mine's better than his.
Sure. I'm not saying that, but I don't know. I woke up and I was like, poor Boog.
Yeah.
Getting dragged. Then listen, he's more of a national guy. But yeah, listen.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's a personal list.
Yeah.
Very subjective list. So, congrats to Boog. All right then.
Congrats to Agrist on the clicks.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right then, everybody. That's it. Anything else? No. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We will be back next week. We will see you then.